It's no secret that Daredevil is one of the greatest comic book character-to-screen adaptations of all time, and I've watched this show numerous times, and I just enjoy it more and more each time I watch it, which I kind of feel like is the opposite for most of the other Marvel content out there. And while I want to talk about how much I love this show and these characters, that's a video for a different day. Today, I want to talk about one specific scene from Daredevil, a scene that I think perfectly captures the essence of why so many people love this show. The scene I'm talking about is in the 3rd episode of the 2nd season, titled New York's Finest, and this is one of my favorite episodes of the whole show, despite it being in the weakest season among the 3. And this scene I'm going to talk about today is the reason I love this episode so much, because in my opinion it's one of the most realistic and honest scenes in any superhero television series to date. After a brutal fight between the 2 vigilantes in the previous episode, Daredevil awakens to find the Punisher has chained him up so he can continue his dirty work without Matt standing in his way. From what we've seen, it should have been Daredevil subduing the Punisher, because it's rare we see the Devil of Hell's Kitchen in a position where he is completely and utterly defenseless. So the circumstances that surround the scene are incredibly intriguing to me, because we see Daredevil completely out of his comfort zone. I mean, when the Punisher first starts talking to him, all we see is a stubborn Matt attempt to get out of his chains.
You say you don't hear the bullet that gets you. I always thought that sounded like a bunch of bullshit to me. How about you, Red? When I cracked off your forehead the other night. Did you hear that?
To which the Punisher once again makes it known to Daredevil that he's not going anywhere if he doesn't want him to.
You can bash against the chains all night. The only way you get out of here, the way you walk free, is if I want you to. Know that.
Why didn't you take my mask off?
This right here is one of the first instances where we really see a huge personality difference between Daredevil and the Punisher. Whenever Daredevil is on a mission, he is constantly asking questions, taking names, and making threats if one doesn't talk.
But you can make the man responsible for this pay for what he's done. Tell me everything you know about Wilson Fisk.
The Punisher, on the other hand, is just built differently. As he'll later state in the scene, he never doubts himself and doesn't really care about the consequences of his actions. Here, we get the first mention about how the Punisher really feels about Daredevil and how he goes about being a vigilante compared to him.
You know, it can be hard. You run around this city in a pair of little boys' pajamas and a mask. You go home at night, right? Take that mask off. Maybe you think it wasn't you who did those things. Maybe it was somebody else.
Here, we really get to know something about the Punisher's personality because of how visibly upset he gets from Daredevil's accusation of him being a crazed murderer unloading on innocent people.
Some people.
He's only in danger because you squealed, because
You had a
can't
gun
follow
on him, you
orders.
thumbed back the hammer.
Well, that was for you. Part of the show.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I really have to spell it out for you, Red, huh? I'm disappointed. Listen carefully, okay? Are you listening? Yeah? How about now? You listening? Feel it? You're not a bad guy, Red.
And this right here is what triggers the incredible, in my opinion, perfectly played out argument between 2 crazy, insane vigilantes like Daredevil and the Punisher.
You want to explain that to the orphans and the widows of the men you killed?
Shit, that's what you think. I'm just some crazy asshole going around unloading on whoever I want to,
Yeah,
huh?
that's exactly what I think.
That is.
You think you're anything else?
I think that the people I kill need killing. That's what I think.
You left men hanging from meat hooks.
They got off easy, in my opinion.
You shut up a hospital.
Yeah, nobody got hurt or didn't deserve it.
What about you, Frank? What happens the day someone decides you deserve it?
Tell you what, they better not miss.
You run around this city like it's your damn shooting gallery.
Yeah, what do you
think
do? What do you do? You act like it's a playground. You beat up the bullies with your fists. You throw them in jail. Everybody calls you a hero, right? And then a month, a week, a day later, they're back on the streets doing the same goddamn thing.
So you just put him in the morgue.
You're goddamn right I do.
You ever doubt yourself, Frank?
Not even for a second.
Really? Really? You never think for 1 second.
Shit, I just killed a human being. It's being pretty generous.
A human being who did a lot of stupid shit, maybe even evil, but had one small piece of goodness in him. Maybe just a scrap, Frank, but something. And then you come along and that one tiny flicker of light gets snuffed out forever.
I think you're wrong.
Which part?
All of it. I think there's no good in the filth that I put down. That's what I think.
And how do you know?
I just know. Look around, Red. This city, it stinks. It's a sewer. It stinks and it smells like shit, and I can't get the stink out of my nose. I think that this world, it needs men that are willing to make the hard call. That's what I think. I think you and me are the same. We're the same.
You know it.
Only I do the one thing that you can't. You hit them and they get back up. I hit them and they stay down. It's permanent. I make sure that they don't make it out on the street again. I take pride in that.
Let me ask you this.
What's that?
What about hope?
Oh, fuck.
Come on, Frank.
About Santa Claus? You want to talk about Santa Claus?
I live in the real world, too,
Yeah.
and I've seen it.
What have you seen?
Redemption, Frank. It's real.
Jesus
And it's
Christ.
possible. The people you murdered deserve another chance.
What, to kill again, rape again? Is that what
No,
you
Frank,
want?
to try again, Frank. To try. And if you don't get that, there's something broken in you you can't fix. And you really are a nut job.
What do you say?
You're unhinged, Frank. You are. You think God made you a one-man firing squad. But you're wrong. There is goodness in people, even in you. And you're gonna have to kill me because I'm never gonna stop coming for you until I take you down. You wanna know why?
Why is that?
Because you're insane.
That was perfect. The lighting, the sounds, the camera movement, the camera work, the dialogue, the lack of music in the scene. Every single thing in this scene is done right to accurately portray two characters trying to get their points across to one another. And this scene right here is the reason I believe so many people hold this show in such high regard. The effort that is put into every single scene is unparalleled, especially for a TV show about superheroes, and I am praying that when Daredevil Born Again comes out, we can all return to these characters in their most genuine form.